So in this video, I will show you how to create a sales pipeline in HubSpot. So I will show you how to create and personalize your sales pipeline, how to create a deal, and how to manage properly your deals so that you can easily follow up with your leads and at the end win more deals. And now it's time to go on my computer. So just before we start, if you don't use HubSpot right now, it's not a problem because you can use HubSpot for free. And for that, you just need to click in the first link in the description and then you will be on this page. Here you click on Get Free CRM and then you will be on this page where you can create your free account. And the good point is no credit card needed to create your account. So if you want to try HubSpot for your business, just click in the first link in the description. And once you've created your HubSpot account, it's time to see how to create your sales pipeline. All right, so the first thing you need to know is how to access your sales pipeline. And if you want to access your sales pipeline, you have to go here on the left. So you have a lot of features in HubSpot. So you have CRM, marketing, content, sales, commerce, service, data management, automation, reporting, and Breeze. If you want to see your sales pipeline, you have to go here in CRM and then you click on deals. So because this is an account I made for this tutorial, I don't have a pipeline right now. If I want to create a deal, I have to go here on the top right of my screen and I click on create deal. Then here we have two choices, help me get started or I will set up myself. And my advice if it's the first time you use HubSpot is to click here on help me get started because it will be easier. Then don't worry if you want to customize some things for your sales pipeline because I will show you in the video how to do that. So let's click on help me get started. All right, so here I have 3 steps and the first one is to name the new pipeline. Sales pipeline is perfect, so I just need to click on next. And now the second step is to define your deal stages. So basically deal stages are the steps in your sales pipeline. So they mark the real life milestones in your sales process. So HubSpot gives us some stage name. So appointment schedule, qualified to buy, presentation schedule, decision maker bought in, and contract sent. So here you have all the stages and here you have the preview of your sales pipeline. So if you want, you can add a stage or you can decide to remove a stage or you can just rename it. I will just remove decision maker bought in and then I will click on next. And right now, if you are not sure about your stages of your sales pipeline, it's not a problem because you can add, remove or edit your stages later. So it's not a problem, don't worry. So now let's define the 2 closing stage names. So basically you have closed won or closed lost. So very simple. I will not modify that. So I click on next. Now on this page, I will add a deal into HubSpot. So I have to define 2 things, the name of the deal and the amount. So let's say, for example, that my deal is consulting and the company is Apple. And the amount, let's say 20K. Now let's click on next. Now we have to tell at which stage is currently the deal. So let's say, for example, that the contract has been sent and now I just need to click on see your pipeline in action. All right, so as you can see, now I have a sales pipeline in deals. So here I have all my stages. So I have appointment schedule, qualified to buy, presentation schedule, contract sent, and we have a deal here. We have closed won and closed lost. And now your job when you want to manage your sales pipeline in HubSpot, but it's basically the same for every CRM, is to move your deals in your sales pipeline. So for example, let's say that your deal was in appointment schedule, but now let's say that you want to move your deal into presentation schedule. And now let's say that your presentation is a success and the lead wants the contract, then you have to move your deal here in contract sent. And finally, and I wish you that, if they sign the contract, you can move the deal in closed won. Now that we've created our sales pipeline, it's time for you to see how to modify your stages. So if you want to do that, you have to go here in board options and then you click on Edit Stages. So this is on this page where you can customize your sales pipeline. So here you have to select your pipeline, and the name of our pipeline is Sales Pipeline. So unfortunately, when you have a HubSpot free account, you can create only one pipeline. So if I click on Create a Pipeline, I have to pay for it. But I think that when you have a small business with a small teams, one pipeline is enough. If you want to rename your pipeline, you just need to go here in Actions, and then you click on Rename this pipeline. But for this tutorial, I think the name is perfect. Alright, so now it's time to be focused, because this is where you will configure the stages of your sales pipeline. So here we have all the stages we've created. So we have appointment schedule, qualified to buy, presentation schedule, contract sent, closed won, and closed lost. So if you want to add a stage, you have to go here in Add Stage. And then let's say that I want to display the leads in my sales pipeline. So I have to click on Leads, and then I click on Save here. Now, of course, I can modify where my new stage is, and I want it to be the first column in my sales pipeline. You can play with the probability. So basically, probability is the percentage of chance you have to win the deal. So for leads, we can say 10%. And then just don't forget to click on Save. And if you want to delete a stage, you just need to click here on Delete, and it will be automatically deleted. Now let's go back to our sales pipeline. So I go here and then I click on Deals. And now, as you can see, I have my new column, Leads. If you want to create a new deal, you have to go here on the top right of your screen. You click on Create Deal. And here you just need to write all the informations for a deal. So let's do that. Deal name, let's say consulting for Microsoft. Pipeline is sales pipeline. Deal stage, let's say for now it's just a lead. Amount, let's say 10,000. Close date, let's say by the end of September. Deal owner, myself. Deal type, new business. And priority, let's say high. Here you can associate your deal with a contact and with a company. So the contact, let's say Hayden Collins, and the company melio.com. So just for this example, let's remove Microsoft because it's not this company. So it's melio.com. If you want, you can add the timeline activity from Hayden Collins to this deal. So when we will be in the details of the deal, we will have everything related to Hayden Collins. So it's useful if you want to follow what happens with your contact. So let's do that. And here I will have all the activities from Hayden during the last 30 days. Company same. Let's add the timeline activity from melio.com to this deal starting from the last 30 days. Add line item, let's say that we don't care. And now it's time to create a deal. And for that, we need to click here on Create. If you want to add another deal, you just need to click on Create and add another. But for now, let's say that I just want to add this deal. So I click on Create. On this screen, I have all the details of my deal. So I have the name of the deal, consulting. I have the amount, close date, I have the stage, and I can choose to change the stage. And I have more information such as the deal owner, last time contacted, deal type, priority. On the right part of my screen, I have the contact for this deal. So it's Eden. Of course, you can add more contacts for this deal when you click on add, and it's useful when you have more than one decision makers. Same here, you have the company related to this deal, melio.com. You can have a phone and so on. You can have a quote, ticket, payment link, subscription, and so on. But this is less important. The most important parts are contacts and companies. So in the middle of my screen, I have overview where I can see basically every information I need to follow this deal. So I have contacts, company, and so on. And this is basically on this screen where you can follow every single activity for this deal. Oh, I almost forget to tell you that on the left part of my screen, I can create a note for this deal. deal, I can create an email, I can make a phone call, create a task, schedule a meeting, and I have more actions that I can do like log SMS, log a call, log a meeting, and so on. So it's very useful to do that to follow up your deal properly, because don't forget that most of your time will be spent to follow up your deal. So it's very important to use here this button, and don't forget to check this screen to see what happened during the last weeks or months. Now let's go back to our sales pipeline, and for that we just need to click here on deals. So here we have our new deal that we can move, and now I want to show you something very important. It's how to use these filters. So here you have two types of view. You have a list and you have a board. I recommend you to keep the board because I think it's more visual and you can move your deals more easily. Then you have some filters. So you have the deal owner, and what's good when you have a sales team is that you can follow what your sales team is doing. You have create date, last activity date, and this one is very useful if you want to check if some deals are not moving, close date, and here you can create a filter. So for example, let's say that you want to focus on big deals, you have to click here on more. Then the filter we want is amount, and let's say we only want to see deals greater than or equal to 15,000. Then we click on apply, and here we only have one deal and it's a 20k deal. So I think this filter is very useful if you want to check your most important deals. And finally here you have advanced filters, and this is where you can make something very specific. So basically it depends a lot of your needs and what you want to achieve in your business. One last thing I want to show you is how to manage the view. So here we have two views for now. We have all deals and my deals. Now let's say that I want to keep this view all deals to have an overview of what happens in my business. But now let's say that I want a view specifically for big deals. So if I want to do that, I can create a new view. So I click on add view here. Then I click on create new view. The name of my view is big deals, and then I click on confirm. Now I have my new view big deals, and let's say that I want to put it in second, and now I want to add a filter. So I click on more, amount, then I click on amount, I click on this, is greater than or equal to, and let's say 15,000, and then I click on apply. And now what's good is that I can easily switch between my view. So here I have all my deals. Here I only have big deals, meaning more than 15k. And here I have a view, my deals, because the deal owner is me. But of course, you can decide to create a new view for your sales team. And with these types of view, you can easily see what happened in your sales pipeline. You can take better decisions, and at the end, and I wish you that for you, close more deals. So with this video, I've covered everything you need to know about how to manage properly your sales pipeline. And now if you want to learn how to import leads in your HubSpot CRM, you can click somewhere on the screen. And now it's time for me to wish you a nice day, and I see you in the next video. Bye bye.